Hey, how are you? Hang on.
You alright? So I'm a bit early.
There we go. Oh, is that Melissa?
Can't see myself though.
I think you need, sorry. Sorry, just turning on my mic so you can hear me better. How are you?
I'm alright, getting there.
Good. Any progress with your last appointment?
So shoulder is a lot better. Been adjusted this afternoon, and it's just, he said that actually my C7, like, disc had actually been moved.
Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it was a bad thing because I was in so much pain. But he adjusted it, and I'm going again on Thursday, so hopefully that should be good. And then there's space out the adjustments, but then I've also, fingers crossed, got a massage on Monday, but it's not Rory, it's somebody else.
Amazing. So why would your disc move?
I think it's just stress and tension and all sorts. So give myself a good talking to.
Oh, I'm glad you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to do my forward foot sculpt today. I'm still strapped up.
Oh, okay, yeah, you have to take it really easy, yeah.
If you see me doing like something that's not on what you're doing, just ignore me, obviously.
Absolutely no worries at all. Oh.
But I said to Jen, because I joined, but I just flex it's too much at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it another week and just sort of like keep off it, do Pilates and things like that. So just do bits.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of plank-based stuff in this sequence, but you can take all of those from standing if you want to. Like if we're doing like a tricep, like a row and an extension, you could also do that from. If you want to stay standing, if you do want to modify, you can take that same movement from a bent over position as well. Yeah. If you do want to take some of the weight off the hands.
I'm losing the weight because I can't hold the weight. So
yeah.
I could do it on one side, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
Watch.
Awesome. Oh well, thanks for joining.
It's Friday.
Oh, how are you, Becky? You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. It's a bit warm today, eh? We're going to get the hot yoga experience.
Very humid, it's about 20 degrees.
I know, my hair is going to get bigger and bigger as this class goes on.
I let mine dry naturally yesterday and it looked like Monica from Friends.
Yeah, this is mine dry.
I think it's grown about, it must have grown about 2 inches, got to, because I didn't have it cut since March the 10th.
Yeah, well, I remember when lockdown first started, my hair didn't go into a ponytail.
Right.
Now it does. Woo! Phew.
Excellent.
I know. I'm hoping that it'll be like a normal length again by the time it all ends.
You want it to grow it again?
Sorry?
You want it to grow it again?
Yeah, because I obviously got it cut way shorter than I wanted to with the whole chin and jaw confusion. So, still recovering.
It's about that much difference.
It's quite a major difference. Yeah, lesson learned. Yeah. I don't think I even wanted it jaw length. I think I just wanted it like this.
You've achieved it.
Finally, yes. 7 months later. All right. For joining us at home, you're super welcome on into Sculpt. So Sculpt, we are adding weights into our practice. So if you can also lose the weights anytime. You can do it without the weights. So just get yourself set up. You might want a brick and a strap, but not essential. Yeah, and enjoy. So just take your own pace. You can lose the weights. You can move around between the weights. So just work it.
I've sent you live, by the way.
I'm live. Hey, Chris, you alright? Awesome. Hey, Mum. All right. So this is sculpt. What are you doing there? Okay, Mum's pulling some shape. She's busting some moves. Are you going to take your jeans off? Is my question. Yeah, it is my mum. Yeah. Right, yes, so this is Sculpt 4. Who else we got? Paul's joining in. Hey, Paul. You alright? Oh, we've got a new mat angle today. Ah! I still, every time I see her, think she might be a toy. She's just fabulous. It's like...
I think if she was, she'd be less trouble.
Yeah. It was really funny the other day. She absolutely went for Paul's toes for ages. Just it's so funny. Awesome. All right, guys. Oh, stop looking at dogs. Right, come on down and find a wide-legged child's pose when you're ready. Knees out wide towards the edges of the mat. Big toes together. Hips down towards the heels. And stretching the spine long out in front of you there. So you're all super, super welcome on into Sculpt this evening. Thanks all so much for coming. Just starting off here in a wide leg child's pose. Knees out wide towards the edges of the mat. Big toes together, hips down towards the heels. Closing the eyes and just starting to find a few deep inhales. Exhales. So maybe attaching a slow count of 3 or 4 to every breath in. To every breath out. Using that breath to find space. So let go of any busyness in the mind, any holding in the body. Just taking 3 more breaths here. Deep breath in. And out. Really enjoying that steady flow. 2. 1 more really deep inhale. Exhale. And from there, grounding down with the hands, roll on up and finding your way to a table pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, spreading the fingers out wide, engaging the abdominal muscles. And when you're ready, inhale, let the gaze lift, drawing the shoulders back, stretching out through the chest. And exhale, pressing the floor away from you, arching and lengthening through the whole back body. So inhaling, opening out. Once again, let the gaze lift, really stretch out through the heart space. And exhale, press and arch, squeezing in the abdominals, lengthening out. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips high, stretching up, finding your downward facing dog. Thinking about spreading the fingers out really wide. Make sure you're grounding down into the fingertips, into the second knuckle, wrapping the triceps away from the ears as if you're bringing the creases of the elbows towards the sky, pressing the hips up high, and maybe start to have a little wiggle, a little stretch out, maybe a little yawn out from side to side, whatever feels nice. So just thinking about finding space down the back side of the body. So we're lengthening through the hamstrings, calves, lower back as we strengthen shoulders and arms and abs. Taking 1 more deep breath in. And out. And from there, start to walk the feet towards the hands, finding your way into a floppy forward fold. Having a little shake, a little wiggle from side to side, maybe moving the weight into the toes and lifting the hips high. From there, letting the head and the shoulders completely relax. Taking a deep breath in. And out. From there, ground down with the feet, engage the core, rise up tall, inhale, lift, extend, open out, stretch out, and exhale, swan dive forwards, planting the hands, head drops. On an inhale, float up high on the fingertips or bring hands to shins, inhale, and exhale, refold, plant the hands, hop, step or jump, finding your way to plank position. Hands underneath the shoulders, squeezing in the core. Think about pressing really hard with fingertips into the knuckles, into the mat. When you're ready, use the toes, move the body weight forwards, bending through the elbows into low plank. Inhale, hips drop, spine lifts up, dog. Perfect. And exhale your way to your downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, just thinking about resetting your dog. Remember, stretching out, reaching up high, inhale. Exhale. Maybe starting to feel a little more space now. Taking 1 more breath in. And from there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, re-extend and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Ground down with the feet, rise tall. Inhale, lift, extend and stretch, opening out with the heart. And exhale, folding back down, bending the knees if you need to, hands plant, head drops. Inhale, long flat back. And exhale, hop, step or jump, finding your way to plank position. From there, we're going to tap opposite hand to foot, squeezing in the core, thinking about using the core to control that forward-backwards movement. If that's too much, you can just move from a plank to a dog. If you're adding in that little opposite hand to foot tap, we're getting a nice bit of work for the side body, starting to take a little bit of rotation there, moving with control forwards and backwards, working here 5. So strong fluid movements, 4. So really thinking about that flow, try not to let the hips wiggle, 3. Starting to warm up the body, a little bit of dynamic stretching as well, 2. And 1, find your way to plank. Use the toes, move the body weight forwards, bending at the elbows, low plank. Inhaling up dog, and exhaling your way to a downward facing dog. Stretching the hips up high. Once again, take a deep inhale. Exhale. And from there, bending the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, extend and lengthen out, stretch out. Exhale, fold. 1 more flow to warm up. Inhale, rise tall, lift and extend. Inhale. And exhale, fold straight back down. Inhale, long flat back. Plant the hands, hop, step or jump, find your way to plank. And from there, use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Stretching up high. When you're ready, left foot grounds, right foot lifts. Squeeze the right glute. Inhale. And exhale, drive knee to nose. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, drive on in. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, knee to nose. Holding there for 3. So just thinking about powering into the abs. 2. And 1. Swapping over. Right foot down. Left foot lifts. Engage that glute. Inhale. And exhale, drive knee to nose. Inhale, lift, extend and stretch. And exhale, squeeze knee to nose, driving into the abs. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, hold knee to nose for 3. So keep that power in the arms, squeezing in the core. 2. And 1, left foot meets right, hop to hands. Inhale, extend and stretch out. Exhale, relax and fold. Ground down with the feet, rise tall. Inhale, lift and open up, stretch. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, from there, we're just going to get our weights and we're going to move into our first little weighted sequence. You might want to take your heavier weights here. We're going to be working into the lower body and the back body particularly. So starting off, we've got a straight leg deadlift into a high pull. So feet are hip distance apart, palms are facing the back of the room. Engage the core, slowly move forwards. Make sure you feel like you're drawing the chest forwards, the hips are over the heels, just coming down as far as you can and then squeezing the core, lifting back up. Elbows are coming into the sky. So we're thinking about squeezing in the core, lowering down, so make sure your chest is staying lifted, the shoulders are back. You really want to work the abdominals and the hamstrings there. As the elbows come up into the sky, into that high pull, I'm just going to move back so you can see, we're working into the upper back. So we're thinking about using the muscles, the glutes, the abdominals, the legs as we lower and as we lift. And then we're taking this high pull, weights come to the chin, elbows to the sky, working into the back body. Awesome stuff, working here for 5. So really focus on squeezing here. Remember, we're not just moving, we're really thinking about power. Make sure you're lengthening out with the spine, not curling down. 3. Well done. 2. Almost there. And 1. Perfect. From there, take the weights to the heart center, right foot forwards, left foot back, coming into a lunge. Right knees over right ankle. We're going to flip the weights and angle the body forward. So we're coming into our diagonal lunge, thinking about drawing the palms coming to the sky, drawing the right foot back, left foot forwards, engage that left quad. We're going to take 3 reverse grip rows, squeezing the core, squeezing the elbows past the rib cage, and then we're going to hinge at the hips and press up into a shoulder press. So we're thinking about angling the body forwards. We're really challenging the legs. As we squeeze the elbows past the rib cage, we're aiming to get into the muscles of the upper back. So really feel that activity in the middle and the upper back. And then we're going to rotate and press at the top, getting into the shoulders and the chest. Make sure that right knee is tracking over right ankle. And make sure the core is engaged, moving between those 2 movements with control. Perfect, looking good. Nice. Remember, the hinge is really important. You want to focus on moving between that diagonal row to that high row, making that movement really strong and powerful. Perfect. Working here for 5. So remember, don't forget about the legs. Get loads of work for the lower body here. 4. So pressing up, remember to breathe. Looking really good. 3. So really squeeze the shoulder blades together. 2. And 1. Well done. From there, we're going to drop the left knee down, lose the weights. And you can just take the left hand out to the left side of the mat, roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, and the right hand reaches up to the sky. Just take a nice little quick opening through the chest, opening out through the inside of the right leg, taking a deep breath in. And out, release back there. All right, finding your way to a table pose here. Right hand is under the chest, left hand is coming to the weight. From there, we're going to take a row. So we're going to take the palm is facing the inside of the body here. Left elbow comes past the rib cage, keeping the elbow where it is. We then extend into a tricep extension, and then we're turning back down again. So we're thinking about rowing up, squeeze, and then extend, move with control. So we're trying to focus on stability here. So thinking about the core engaged, spine long. Try not to throw the weight, but feel that power in the back of the arm. Aim to get into the tricep and the back body. If you can, we can come up into a plank. Taking the feet slightly wider is going to help you stabilize here. We want to try and keep the bum from going too far in the air. Make sure you're engaging the quads and the glutes. So we're thinking about squeezing on up, and then extending away. Perfect. So moving with control, with power. Row, and then extend. So getting into the back body, super important. Strength in this area if you spend a lot of time at the computer. And then we're extending onto the tricep. Fab little support for our yoga practice, helping us with our low plank transitions. Working here for 3. So squeeze, extend, and return. 2. And 1. Lose the weight. Find your way to plank. Use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale your way to downward facing dog. Nice work. Take a moment. Take a lovely little stretch out, little wiggle out. Deep inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath here. Inhaling. Exhale. And from there, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back, stretch out. Exhale, fold. Grounding down with the feet, root to rise. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful stuff. All right, second time. So we're coming back down to our weights. We're going to move our weight into the right foot this time. And, nope, left foot first, actually. Left foot forwards. Right toe is going to come back. And we're going to take a single leg deadlift into a knee drive. So we're thinking about falling over. It's not what we're trying to do. So what we're aiming to do is move the weight into the left foot, right foot out behind you, slowly seesawing forwards and then squeezing in the core, driving knee to chest as you come up, keeping the shoulders down. So you can take this, so we're slowly lengthening forwards. As before, feel like you're moving the chest forwards rather than downwards. I am super wobbly today, working here for 5. So working to the hamstrings, working on balance. Just come down as far as you can. 4, driving knee to chest. 3, well done. 2, and 1. All right, let's try that on the other side. Right foot forwards, left toes back, and from there we're going to slowly seesaw down, and then drive on up, driving knee to chest. So remember, keeping the core engaged. Want to slowly feel that power on the way down, and then driving knee to chest, keeping the shoulders back. Perfect. So moving slowly, moving with control, remembering to breathe. Nice job. So we're getting into the lower body, into the abdominals. Working here for 5. Well done. 4. And after this, we're going to move back into that lunge sequence. 3, 2, and 1. All right, left foot forwards, right foot back, and we're moving into that diagonal lunge. Left knee over left ankle, bring the left foot back, right toes ground, right quad is lifted. We're going to take 3 rows. So we squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then we're going to lift and press at the top. So we're thinking about moving with control between the rows, so squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then up into that shoulder press, working into the shoulders. Perfect. So try to move between the two with control. Think about really squeezing the shoulder blades together. And hinge with control, using the muscles of the core. Remember, the legs are really switched on. Thinking about not just moving the arms, but finding that muscular engagement. Awesome stuff, looking good. So 3 rows into a shoulder press. Really focusing on power. Strength in the back body. Remembering to breathe, looking good. All right, working here, 5. So really squeeze your movements, 4, 3, all right, taking one more set. So 3 rows, keeping that lunge, and press, and release there. Right knee is going to drop, right hand is going to plant, and left hand, left knee, open up, stretch up, inhale, exhale, opening out into that little lizard twist. So deep inhale. And exhale, stretching open for 3. Just opening out through the hips, stretching out through the chest, 2. And 1. From there, stepping back, finding your way into table. Left hand plants, right hand is on your weight, and we're going to take 3 rows. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, row into a tricep extension and lower. So a row, so we're going to squeeze the elbow past the rib cage. Extend the hand out, extending out through the tricep, and then lowering again. Remember, if you want to stay down here on table, we're keeping the core engaged, focusing on stability, making sure you don't forget to turn those abs on. If you'd like to make it harder, coming all the way up into a plank. So we're thinking about squeezing, extending. Try not to throw the weights, but feel that power that comes from the core. Extend with control, lower with control. So full body work here, getting loads of work from our plank, and we're making that extra hard with this little tricep and row combo. Remember to breathe, working here, 5. So just keeping that stability, just drop down into table anytime you need to, 3, 2, and 1. Find your way to plank, use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale your way to downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. Taking one more breath in. And down. And from there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, re-extend and lengthen. Exhale, relax and fold. Ground down with the feet, root to rise. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, from here, finding your weights. We're going to move into sequence 2. So making sure you've got your weights. I'm going to use slightly lighter ones here. A little bit more work for the upper body. All right, so we're going to start off in a chair pose. Weight into the heels. We're then going to take the weights up so the palms are facing down, elbows are squeezing out behind us. And then as we stand up, we're going to press away. So we're going to move between the two. We're going to squeeze the core, send the hips low, squeezing the elbows back. Really should feel loads of work in the back body there. And then we're pressing away. So we're aiming to work into the shoulders, into the muscles of the back. We're squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. Well done. So moving back and down with control, making sure you're sending the hips out behind you. And remembering to breathe. Great job. Working here for 5. So squeeze and press away. Nice. So make sure you're really sending those hips out behind you, keeping the spine long and away. 4. Well done. 3. So we're getting loads of work for the lower body here. Remember to squeeze glutes as you come up. 2. Almost there. And 1, release. All right, weights to heart center, right foot forwards, left foot back. Moving into warrior 1 leg. So the whole of the left foot is grounded. We're steering the hips towards the short side of the mat. Right knee is over right ankle. We're going to take the weights into the air. Elbows should be within the eye's vision. Make sure the hips are facing the short side of the mat. Perfect. When you're ready, we're going to extend the hands over the head. And then they're going to lower back down between the shoulder blades. Thinking about tucking the pelvis. Make sure you've got the core engaged. Make sure you're maintaining that lunge in the front leg. So the front foot is facing forwards and the knee is stacking over that ankle or somewhere towards there. Extending and lowering with control, working into the triceps. Perfect. Working here, 5. So working into the legs as we power up into the triceps. 4. Well done. 3. Almost there. 2. And 1, we're going to drop the left knee down there and find our way into a low lunge. Right knee is over right ankle, taking the weights down onto the left hip, and from there we're going to sweep up, take the weights over to the right shoulder, and then back again. So we're moving slowly with control, squeezing in the abdominals, taking the weights over. So we're moving into a little wood chopper. We're aiming to work into the abdominals. Little rotation here, getting some work for the shoulders. Make sure the legs stay strong and active. The right foot is being pulled backwards. Try not to sink too far down with the pelvis, but maintain some energy in the legs. Trying to just move with control, get this little rotation, working into the obliques, into the abdominals. Working here for 5. Well done, really moving with control. 4. So enjoying that lovely rotation. 3, 2. Well done. And 1. All right, from there we're moving back to a table pose. You're very welcome to stay here in table, or we can work up into plank. We're going to just take a lateral raise, so right hand and right shoulder, strong core, lifting that left hand out to the side with or without the weight and lowering. Can be quite a challenging movement, so no worries if you need to lose the weight at this point. If you can, we're going to take this up into plank, and once again we're lifting and lowering. Try not to drop the weight when you come to the lower, but feel like you're moving with control. Right hand under right shoulder, lift and lower. Perfect, looking good. So strong quads, strong glutes is going to help if you're in that plank. Wherever you are, you're keeping the core engaged, you're lifting and lowering. Working here for 5, so working to the triceps, to the chest, a bit of upper back and shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. All right, lose the weight, plant the hands, use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, taking a deep breath in and down. And from there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, re-extend and lengthen and stretch. Exhale, fold. All right, while you're down there, grab your weights. And we're going to move into round 2, second side. This time we're going to find our chair, but the palms are going to face away from the body, sending the hips down, squeezing in the core. We're going to then lift up. As we lift up, we're drawing a semicircle in the air, weights come together. So we're sending the hips down low, squeezing in the core, and then squeezy, 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 carefully coming back through center. So working with control. Beautiful stuff. So really feeling that power, that strength through the abs, through the legs. Nice work. So we're working into the quads again. You want to feel the quads and the glutes fire. We're getting loads of work into the muscles, the rotator cuff here. Just make sure that you're not swinging those arms. You feel like you've got a nice level of control. Just moving as far as you can. Perfect. Working here. 5, 4. So slow, controlled movements. 3, 2, and 1. Taking the weights to heart, left foot forwards, right foot back. Steering the hips towards the short side of the mat, left foot forwards, right foot back, and we're straight into our tricep extension. So make sure, once again, you're thinking about tucking the pelvis, slightly grounding down the outer edge of the right foot, elbows in line with rib cage, press, and let's extend. So remember, it's a warrior 1. We want to take the feet slightly wider on the mat so the hips can face the short side of the mat. We want to be steering the back hip around. Left knee is over left ankle, lifting the back quad, the right quad up, so we're really powering down into the outer edge of that back leg. So we lower and lift here, we're getting into the triceps, keeping the core engaged, maintaining that energy. Loads going on here, perfect. 5, lifting and lowering. 4, 3, so slow movements. 2, almost there. And 1, all right, from there we're going to drop the right knee down, taking the weight over to the right hip. We're in a low lunge, so left knee is over left ankle. We're going to sweep around into a little wood chopper, and then we're going to come back again. So remember, you're moving with control. You're finding that rotation through the waist. You're thinking about slow movements. Try not to rush it. Make sure you're not compromising the shoulders. So we're moving from right to left like we're swinging an axe. We're maintaining that power in the legs, that press through the feet. Looking good. Awesome stuff. So once again, we're getting into the abs, into the shoulders, opening a little bit through the hip flexors too. Working here for 5. Inhaling. Exhaling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, from there we're going to plant the hands down and find our way into table. Taking our lateral lift on the other side. So we're taking the left hand underneath the chest, right hand into the weight, palm faces the earth. We're going to lift and lower with control. If you need to have a little bend in the elbow, feel free. Remember, you only have to lift as far as feels good. If you're only just coming up some of the way, that's no worries. If you'd like to take it a little bit higher, we're coming up into a plank. Strong through the core, thinking about engaging the muscles of the legs, remember. We're going to lift to the side, lower back down again. So we're using the muscles of the tummy to help us out here. If you're up high, try not to pike the hips. Try to keep that plank position. Pressing really hard. Remember to lower and lift as slowly as you can. Feel the muscles start to fire. If you need to lose the weight at any time, if you need to come down to the knees, if you need to mix it up, rock on. Deep breaths in and out. We've got one more flow based after this, and then we're down on the floor. 4, 3, 2, almost there. And 1. All right, lose the weight, plant the hands, use the toes, move the body weight forward, lower through low plank. Inhaling up dog. Exhale your way to a downward facing dog. Send the hips up high, stretching out, deep breath in. And just taking one more full steady inhale. Exhale here. From there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, re-extend and lengthen and stretch. Exhale, relax and fold. Grounding down with the feet, rise tall. Inhale, reach up, lift up, stretch up. Exhale, the hands back to heart center. All right, final little standing sequence. Woo, it's getting hot in here. Right foot is going to ground, and we're going to move the left foot down onto the inside of the shin or all the way up onto the inner thigh, whatever works for you. Make sure you're pressing the inside of the foot and the inside of the thigh towards each other. From there, elbows are going to come in line with shoulders. We're going to squeeze the elbows in together and then open back again. Thinking about keeping the core engaged. Try not to stick the butt out. Moving with control. So we're practicing our balance. We're opening through the hips. All balances are great for strengthening the legs and the abdominals. We're also working into the chest. Working here for 5. The deep breaths in and out. So make sure the shoulders are staying down. 4. Elbows squeeze and open out. Using big toe, little toe, heel for stability. 3. 2. And 1. All right, from there we're going to step back with the left foot. Right foot is facing forwards. Warrior 2 legs, so really ground down into the outer edge of that back foot. Right foot is facing forwards. From there we're going to take the arms out wide, palms to the sky, and we're going to work our little bicep curls. So we've worked a lot into the triceps now. I'm working to the opposing muscle into the biceps. If you need to lose the back weight and just work that front one, rock on. Awesome stuff. So we're working our warrior 2 legs. Hips and heart are facing the long side of the mat. We're thinking about lifting up the quad of that back leg, moving with control. Working here for 5. Slight tuck of the pelvis. 4. Awesome. 3. 2. And 1. Releasing there. From there, we're just going to lose the weights. And right foot faces forwards, arms out wide, take a little triangle. So leaning forward, stretching forwards. Both legs stay straight at this point, and then just windmilling the hands open when you reach your limit. Make sure you're not sticking the bum out behind you. So reach up with that top hand, stretch up right to the sky, fingertip away from fingertip. Slight rotation as you open out down the inside of that left leg. Lovely little stretch there. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Floating back up, windmilling the hands, framing the front foot, and finding your way to a table pose or to a plank position. From here, we're going to take a rotating plank with or without the weight. So find your way into a plank, and you can either just rotate open without the weight, letting the feet just stack down on the mat, or if you're feeling it, we're going to use the weight here, opening up and then returning back down again. Thinking about that strong core, think about the hips staying high, returning from a plank to a side plank. Moving with control, with power. Perfect. Working here for 5. 4. So opening and closing. 3. 2. And 1. Finding your way back to plank there. Use the toes. Move the body weight forwards. Lower through low plank. Inhale up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretching up tall, really deep inhale. Exhale. From there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, extend and lengthen, long flat back. Exhale to fold. Ground down with the feet, rise tall. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Almost there. Left foot is going to come down. Find your weights. And we're into our second little set of our tree pose. So finding a tree leg. High or low, just make sure that foot is above the knee. Make sure you're stable. Remember, we're firm in the inner thigh and the sole of the foot together. And we're back into our little pec dex. So squeezing the glutes, we're going to squeeze in and open up. Moving with control, focusing on stabilization. If you need to lose the weights, if you need to lose the movement, rock on. Remember, the aim of this, the purpose of this is to focus on balance, to strengthen the shoulders, the chest, a little bit of work for the upper back as well. Perfect, working here. 5, 4, squeezing open and back in. 3, 2, and 1. Take the weights to the heart center. Left foot forwards, right foot back, bending deeply into that left knee, grounding down with the whole outer edge of the right foot. Palms up to the sky, and once again we're going to take those little bicep curls. So we're going to warrior 2 leg, heel to inner arch alignment, left foot facing forwards, whole outer edge of the right foot is grounded. We're opening and extending, slight squeeze of the glutes, moving with control. So we're thinking about powering into those biceps as we strengthen the legs. Don't forget to bend that left knee, keep it tracking over left ankle. 4, well done. So toning the arms, strengthening the legs, opening through the hips. 3, into a triangle next. 2, 1 more. And release, well done. All right, lose your weights there. Left foot faces forwards, taking your arms out wide, straightening the front leg, heel to inner arch alignment, move forwards. And then windmill the hands around, stretching out. Think about pressing really hard with the outer edge of the left foot into the mat, pressing with the front inside foot into the mat, and start to stretch open. Aiming to find a lovely stretch down the inside of the left leg. Deep breaths in. And out. So you're yawning and stretching out. Make sure you feel that shoulder is over shoulder. So you're stretching out through the chest. Make sure that top shoulder isn't starting to hunch up by the ears. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. Find a little plank move coming up next. 2. And 1, floating up with the hands, windmill the hands, find your way back to a table. And from there, just setting yourself up to take a rotating side plank. So either taking a plank and just rotating up to the sky without the weight, slowly returning through center, letting the feet stagger, or if you can, we're using the weight here. Remember, you're using the abdominals to move with control between your plank and your side plank. Strong through the core, powerful through the side body. Well done. So we're opening and closing. Nice job. Working here, trying to keep the hips down low as much as you can for 5. So make sure you're not putting any unpresent stress on the arm. Make sure you're being really mindful with that movement. 3, you want to protect the shoulders. 2, we're going to have a nice little stretch coming up. 1 more. And release there. Find your way to plank. And use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale your way all the way to a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, letting the chest release through the arms. Taking a deep breath in. And from there, left foot rises, lift, inhale. And exhale, left knee comes behind left wrist. The toes are turning out towards the right of the mat, pigeon pose, looking over your right shoulder, right knee, ankle, hip are in alignment. And from there, we're going to just fold forward, stretch forwards. Notice if you're falling heavily onto that left hip and try and keep the weight even between both hips. So just stretching out there, deep inhale and exhale. So open up through the hips. We work the legs really hard, finding that lovely stretch now. Perfect. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. So we're just opening up through the back of the hips, through the glutes. 2. Nice job. 1 more breath in. And from there, walking the hands up. Right foot comes around, lands over the left foot. Sit bones ground, and inhale, reaching up. Right hand plants behind you, grounding down with the whole outer edge of the left foot. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. And exhale, start to twist. Drawing the shoulders down and back. Stretching out, aim to feel a lovely stretch down the outside of the right leg. Full steady breaths in and out for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Taking one more really deep inhale. Exhale. And unraveling there, crossing the legs, finding your way back to downward facing dog. And from there, straight into our right side, right foot high, inhale. Exhale, right knee behind right wrist, looking over your left shoulder, left knee, ankle, hip, slide out behind you, and then starting to stretch forwards there. Inhaling and exhaling. Really deep, full breaths into the back of that right leg, letting the shoulders release and soften. Perfect, looking good. So breathing into the hips, into the lumbar spine for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Just enjoying that lovely opening through the hips, through the lower back. Trying to lengthen out down the front of the left leg, using the breath. Taking one more really deep, full inhale. Exhale here. And from there, walking the hands up, sweeping the left foot all the way around, landing it over the right knee, dropping the sit bones down. And from there, inhale the left hand up and over, hugging the right knee in towards the chest, drawing the tummy in towards the thigh. Inhale. And exhale, start to rotate. So once again, we're just stretching down the outside of the left leg, taking this little rotation through the spine, shoulders relax. Awesome stuff, well done. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, releasing through the legs. 2. One more deep breath in. And out, crossing the legs there, finding your way back to your final downward facing dog. We're just going to take a little wiggle out there, a little stretch out. Maybe any free movements that feel nice, anything you feel like your body could do with. Taking a moment, taking some deep breaths in. And one more inhale. Exhale. And from there, hop to seated. And we're sending both legs out in front of us. Soft bend through the knees. Inhale, reaching up, angling the body forwards. Starting to shimmy the sit bones out behind you. And we're moving into a double leg forward fold. So grounding down with the sit bones. Inhale. Moving the lower rib cage towards the knees. Exhale, softening. Working here for 5. Deep inhale. Exhale. So we're just using that breath to gently lengthen into the lower back, into the hamstrings. 4. Well done. Deep breaths in. And out. 3. 2. One more deep inhale. Exhale. And rolling up there, planting the feet down, making sure you've got your weights to hand, coming all the way down to lie on your back. So just going to start off with a coordination fly. So knees are over the hips, hands are in the air, palms face together, lower back is on the floor. We're going to move arms away from each other, legs away from the body, and then squeeze back up. So palms are moving out wide, we're taking a fly, working into the chest. As the legs extend, we have to really work hard to keep the abdominals engaged and the lower back on the floor. If you want to make it harder, chin comes to chest, and we're working with the shoulders off the mat. If that's too much anytime, you can lose the weights. You could lose the arms and just take this little movement forwards and backwards of the legs, entirely up to you. Try as much as you can to keep the lower back pressing to the floor, drawing in and extending away. Really nice, strong work for the lower abs. Perfect. Working here for 5. So slow, controlled movements. 4. So squeeze in. Remember, this is all about power. 3. 2. Make sure you're moving slowly with control. 1 more. And release. From there, lower back stays on the floor. Keep the core engaged. Same starting position, but this time we're going to move the arms and the toes away from each other and then squeeze back in. So as the arms and the toes move away, the abs have to work really hard to make that lower back stay on the floor. As soon as you start to feel the lower back arching, that's your limit. Remember, you can always lose your weights. If you want to make it harder, we can take the legs straight, extending that lever length and making it that little bit harder. You can make it even harder again, chin to chest, lifting the shoulders off the mat, using the abdominals to support that movement of the shoulders off the mat. So moving forwards and backwards with control. As before, really focus on trying not to rush it. Squeeze and move with control. So slow lowers and powerful lifts. Really strong through the abs. Nice job. Working here. 5. So really squeeze and power on up. 4. So getting into those lower abs. 3. A little bit of work for the triceps. 2, 2. 1 more. And 1. Well done. Release. Release your weights briefly. Just give yourself a little squeeze. And we'll just take a quick little stretch. Left leg extends, hugging with the right knee. Take your left hand to the right knee, drawing the right shoulder down towards the mat, stretching out through the spine. Deep inhale. And exhale. So let that right shoulder release down, opening out through the side of the right leg, releasing through the lumbar spine. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more really deep inhale. Exhale. And swapping over there. Right foot extends, hugging in with the left knee and taking that little twist. Right hand draws the left knee across the body, opening the left hand away, stretching out. Inhale. Exhale. Left shoulder releasing. Just in releasing through the lower back. Maybe a little stretch on the outside of that left leg. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Give yourself a little squeeze there. A little stretch. And from there, we'll just take a little happy baby. Peace sign fingers around the big toes. Knees in towards the armpits. Have a little wiggle, a little shake out. Thinking about extending the whole lower back down towards the floor. Extending out, so as if the tailbone will be drawn to the back of the mat. Drawing in, stretching in. Really deep, full breaths into the hips, into the spine. Inhaling. And exhaling for 3. 2. And 1. Planting the feet down. Taking your left ankle to the right knee and taking a little supine pigeon. So taking the hands through to the back of the right shin or the right thigh. Drawing the left foot in. Shoulders are relaxing, eyes are shutting. Deep inhale. And exhale. Continuing to open up down the back of the left leg. To the inside of the left hip. And letting the spine be long. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more deep inhale. Exhale. And releasing there. Swapping over. Right ankle comes onto left knee. And taking the hands through to the back of the left thigh or the left shin. Stretching in there. Really full breaths. Opening up space in the back of the right leg. Deep breaths in. And out. For 3. Just enjoying that lovely stretch and opening. 2. 1 more really deep inhale. Exhale. And unraveling there, extending out with the arms, with the legs, and taking a lovely full body yawn. Inhale. And exhale, releasing the shoulders, the feet and the hips. Just taking a few moments here to relax, to soften, to reset. Really deep breaths into the lower back, into the hips, into the shoulders, into the chest. And out. 2. Taking 1 more really deep inhale. Exhale. And from there, start to give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch, a little wiggle. And from there, when you're ready, rocking and rolling your way up to seated. Just take a final few little stretches for the upper body. So starting off, we're just going to interlock the hands, turn the palms up to the sky, draw the shoulders down the back, deep inhale. Exhale. Turning the backs of the hands towards the front of the room, drawing the shoulders down and apart, stretching out through the upper back. Deep breath in. And taking the palms out wide, stretching out through the heart. Deep inhale. Exhale. taking the hand across the body there, left hand across the body, taking the right hand halfway between elbow and wrist, drawing the left shoulder down and across, so we're aiming to find that stretch down through the upper back. Deep inhale. Exhale. And swapping over, right hand comes across, drawing that right shoulder down and across using the left elbows. Once again, to stretch out, aiming to find that space through the top of the right shoulder for 3, 2, and 1. Just finishing off with some triceps. So turning the right palm down the back, taking the left hand to the top. Try to keep the chest lifted. If you can, take the left hand around behind it to meet it, feel free. But try and just keep the chest lifted, the right elbow coming to the sky. So we're stretching out down the inside of that right arm for 3. Perfect. 2, and 1. Just swapping over. Left hand comes down. Just pressing that left elbow to the sky. Option to stay there. Or if you can, we're taking the right hand around to meet it. Just making sure you're keeping the chest lifted, the heart lifted. Stretching out through the inside of that left arm for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. All right, release the arms. When you're ready, inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, the hands back to the heart. Taking a final really deep inhale. Exhale. And have a lovely rest of the day. Thanks for joining, team. Well done. Great job. Thanks, guys. Hey, Bea.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Phyllis. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Becky. Thanks, Paul. Well done. See you. Bye.
See you, Rosie. Thank you.
Oh, thanks very much. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Bea. Good job.